Hello, my dear people. This is Okute Daily Talk from Okute's Daily Talk Corner, bringing to you the news of the day. Let's go straight into the business of the day by taking off the headlines for those of us who are interested in the news across the border. For those of us who is interested in the news about Nigeria and other parts of the country, we cannot depend on only Biafra news. We need to also know what is happening there so that we will know how to channel our movement. So that we will know how to channel our affairs on daily basis. So let's take on the Nigerian news so that we Biafrans also will know what next to do on how we are going to take up our plans for the struggle ahead of us. 2023, stop behaving like a crying baby. Femi Fani Kayode tells Atiku Abubakar. Atiku Abubakar reacts to attack on Lagos PDP gubernatorial candidate Jandor. Muslim ticket is a time bomb to Nigeria's unity. Babangida Aliyu. PDP crisis. Bode George supports Wike, says Atiku is only playing politics, and that is exactly the point. 2023, man shuns security threats. Begins trekking from Gombe to Abuja in support of Tinubu. You go die on the road. Election is ours to lose if we refuse to campaign right. Obaseki wants PDP. Why we support Obasa to return as speaker in 2023? Lagos lawmakers. Tinubu, APC drags Atiku and Dele Momodu. Where are they dragging them to? To court or what? Actor Kenneth Okonkwo accuses APC members of stealing public funds to buy nomination forms. Lagos APC blames propaganda, says it is not responsible for attack on Jandor. 2023 election, Obi refuses to disclose how to tackle insecurity if elected. Tinubu manifesto. We are not entirely shocked. APC campaign council replies PDP. Full text. Let's go into the news of the day. Let's take on from this headline. Boko Haram kingpins nabbed in Abuja. Then in Kano, ISWAP commanders are in communities. Reports. This is what they are. This is what our prayers are doing. The prayers that we are praying in Biafra land is truly working. Look at them. The ISWAP is everywhere in the bushes and the communities in Kano State. Our prayers are working, my dear people. Our prayers are working because of what they are doing to our people, because of their injustice and inhuman treatment they are meted out to the Biafrans. Look at how God is paying them in their own coins. Let the ISWAP, they welcome them. Back in the days when we are calling these people Fulani, an Hausa man will attack you and tell you that this is Hausa Fulani, that they are not strangers, they are their brothers. Now you can hardly see a real Hausa man in the north. They have all wiped out. They are receiving the payment in their own coin. Let's go straight into the news. My dear Biafrans out there, keep on your praying. Keep on whatever you are doing to make this struggle a reality. Our prayers are working. Very soon, all this ISWAP will take over Asorok, and they have no other choice than to declare state of Biafra, and we will wait to see that happen. Reports made available to newsmen late Monday claim that some Boko Haram kingpins and terrorist commanders have been arrested in Abuja and Kano recently. Sources who confirmed the development to Daily Trust yesterday claimed that some commanders of the Islamic State in West African province and foot soldiers have disguised in communities in and around Nigeria's capital city, Abuja, perfecting their plans to launch dreadful attacks about the same time. Every time we keep hearing arrests, and we keep hearing arrests. Yet, the same old story of killings, maiming, raping, and destroying people's lives and property on daily basis. You arrest them today, tomorrow you will free them. Instead of holding them or giving them death sentence, what you will do is to free them and capture innocent souls and throw them into jail. God will soon pay you people all your own coins. let them attack the capital territory, Abuja. After all, they have done that before and succeed. 2 times attack, one on the Kuje prison, then the other one at the President Guard of Honor. So this time around, easy will be the 3rd time, and they will succeed also. That is our prayer. We Biafrans, we pray on daily basis. Okute News understand that the update is coming hours after U.S. Embassy in Nigeria raised alarm about planned attacks in the Capital Territory, in the Capital Territory Federal, FCT, and other parts of the country. The source, who begged not to appear in the print, however, said that before Sunday's advisory by the U.S. Embassy in the country, security forces has been on their toes to ensure no attack happen in Abuja and East Biafrans. The security source maintained that a handy number of terrorists and their collaborators have been mapping and strategizing on how to launch multiple attacks to attract global attention, and have been arrested in the nation's capital city and neighboring communities at different rates. All these people that are arrested, are they mosquitoes? Can they be shown on a live TV that these people were the terrorists or they are kingpins that were arrested? You people supposed to stop all this television propaganda and newspaper propaganda. Why the main terrorists are out there perpetrating their evil act, maiming and killing innocent citizens who does nothing, instead of them to go for the ones who have make the country the way it is, the politicians and the rest of them. Instead, they keep on killing the poor masses that is like them. It is not done. That is not the way to do it, my dear people. I wonder what kind of brain that these people have. You know, the people that have made the country bend, so why not go for them instead of attacking it and maiming innocent citizens, poor masses, who is out there on their farms looking for their daily bread. The security source maintain that a handy number of terrorists and their collaborators, have been arrested. The source, according to Daily Trust, claimed that the advisories issued on Sunday was, however, to back the obvious truth that dreaded terrorists and collaborators have established several cells in and around Federal Capital Territory. The report noted that most embassies in Nigeria were fully informed of security threats, and the U.S. Embassy's alarm might just be one of such advisories, as others must have told their citizens quietly to be on the watch. The advisory is true, but we have been working on the issue for months. We have been arresting suspects, and they are revealing a lot to us. One of the sources told the news platform, he added, "We have gone far in securing not only the Federal Capital Territory, but Nigeria at large. The terrorists have no hiding place anymore because we are tracking and picking them. We know all their antics. Many of them are working as mechanics, tailors, carpenters, laborers, and even experts in some fields. We know what is happening." According to the insiders, the terrorists have been receiving intelligence from their superiors at strategic locations, living within and outside Nigeria, on how to perfect the massive onslaught on the symbol of authority. This, according to sources, could be to prove that they were still strong and could attack anywhere. It was learned that their influence into Abuja was a sequel to massive aerial reconnaissance and grand operations by Nigerian troops in the far northern Borno, bordering Chad, Niger, and Cameroon, and Alagano and Sambisa forest in the northeast, as well as bombardments in the forested areas in parts of Kaduna, Katsina, and Zamfara State, all in the northwest, that led to the destruction of many cells and bunkers of the terrorists. Security beef up in Abuja. Okute News learned that following the alarm raised by the UK and US embassies on Sunday, security operatives consisting of soldiers of the Nigerian Air Force, Department of the State Service, DSS, Nigerian Police Force, Nigerian Army, and the Nigerian Immigration Service have beefed up security in the nation's capital. It was observed yesterday that fighter and surveillance jets were patrolling the air in a bid to map out potential hideouts of terrorists that may be planning to launch an attack in the central city. A military officer who pleaded to be anonymous told newsmen yesterday that security operatives were already on the red alert following an order from the above. Following an orders from the above, we, in collaboration with DIA, NIA, DSS, and other security forces, have stepped up our games. We will tackle those criminals, the senior military officer reportedly told Daily Trust. Also, there were the heavy deployment of security personnel at soft targets like entry points to the city center, as well as churches, mosques, and recreational and business centers in Abuja. This is as soldiers were also mounted at strategic locations near the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport. If I may ask, when the security operatives are working, do they have to come out and begin to mention the area they have mounted? If you begin to expose the tragedy, tell me how you are secured, my dear people. You people say you are intelligent officers, but you have nothing on your brain. Just to arrest innocent citizens on the street, that is what you people capitalize on. That is what people good in. Sometimes I wonder, how do you people reason? Which kind of brain do you people have? Security operatives never say anything. Go and look at other countries like US, Canada, that you are comparing yourself to. Look at UK. When the security operatives want to work, they map out their strategy, and no one, not even the minor among them, will know what they are planning to do. But look at Nigerians. Before they will go for attack, they will first announce it on the national TV. Hey, well, we are coming. Oh, you people should wait for us. We are going to attack Sambisa Forest. We are going to attack Zamfara. Well, all these places you are mentioning that you people have defeated. Not in Zamfara the other day. In Zamfara, half of the local governments have been taken away by bandits. And Kaduna, the same thing. Even they are collecting taxes. And you are here on the social media, all this your people social media security personnel. I wonder how you people are going to save this country, because the country is about to crash. Okute News understand that the security operated mounted checkpoints before the entrance at the airport and restricted the free flow of vehicles. Operatives of the police force we are seen in the Asokoro area of Abuja, close to the ECOWAS building. The developments are said to have raised fear among the residents in the Federal Capital Territory, including diplomats. It's supposed to be so. How can you be exposing your tactics, how you are working? It is not done, and nobody survived that way. No country will survive that way. No country security personnel or apparatus move that way. You people should learn from others. You say you are practicing a democracy that came from the US, but look at how you people are exposing your tricks, the way you are working. Okay, you have mentioned the whole places you guided. That means you didn't even guide the whole Abuja. What happened to Zuma? What happened to Zungeri? What happened to other parts that is surrounding Abuja axis? Okay, you people only covered Abuja. Then what about other countries? They can die and go to hell. For you people, don't care. Because the lives of those people living in those areas does not matter to you people. That is arrant nonsense. What a stupid country. Let's move straight into the another news, please. Talking about the issue of so-called security operatives, how they work in Nigeria is rubbish. PDP crisis, but the judge supports Wike, says Atiku is only playing politics, and that is the true truth. A former deputy national chairman of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, Bode George, has accused the presidential candidate of the party, Atiku Abubakar, of insincerity in dealing with the crisis rocking the party. He submitted that the way Atiku is handling issues, there is no guarantee that the former vice president is ready to bring aggrieved stakeholders on board ahead of the 2023 presidential election. George made the submission against the backdrop of the face-off between Atiku and the Rivers State Governor Nyesom Wike over the composition of leadership position within the party, and the insistence of the Wike camp on the resignation of PDP National Chairman Iyorchia Ayu. Speaking on Channel Television Sunday Politics, the PDP chieftain said Atiku has not addressed the issue raised by the Wike camp, but is shying away from the responsibilities, abandoning politics for politics. He urged the managers of Atiku not to mislead him or give him wrong advice on issues. He said, politics is defined as the management of the resource of the land for the benefit of the people and management of the crisis that will alleviate their sufferings. Anything out of these premises is called politics. That is what he is trying to play so that he can allow everybody to vote for him. And when he get there, he will sell the whole country, put the money inside his pocket, and fly to Dubai. I want to plead with those who are managing the campaign of Atiku Abubakar and thinking that you can ostracize a sizable percentage of Nigerians, but remember, you need their votes, you need their commitment, because whoever wins this election will not be managing just one zone of the country. He will be managing the entire Nigeria. And if at this starting point you show no regard for them, you show no regard for their needs, you show no regard for their concern, I call it politics and not politics. A politician should be able to address every nook and cranny of the country, convince all the tribes, no matter how minor they are, that you will be nationalist leader. And that is what Bode George is telling Atiku Abubakar, to make sure he step up his game on the issue of trying to on the issue of resolving matters concerning the party. Because if you cannot unify common ordinary party, tell me how are you going to unify a country of over 200 million people? That is arrant nonsense, and he's not ready for that. He have done what our people call Okwozo Emozo. You have promised Wike and the G5 governors that when you people had a meeting in London after the convention, after the primary, that Iyorchia Ayu will step down so that a Southern can take over the seat. So when you people get back to Nigeria, you call the meeting for how many months now? You refused. That means other people are mugus. And you are trying to tell them that they have to wait when the election finish, then the EU will step down. Who does that? Do you think you are dealing with taps? Maybe you have tried that before it worked for you, but this time around you cannot try and get free as long as Wike is concerned. That young man, I am solidly behind you, Mr. Nyesom Wike, despite the fact that your own matter sometimes. I don't even know where you get all this money you are throwing around. River State money, the allocation that is coming from there, all their revenues, you use them in playing politics. I just hope that when you finish all this tigaragra, that the incoming governor will not impeach you or EFCC will not be looking for you. 2023 election. Muslim ticket is a time bomb to Nigeria's unity. That is by Babangida Aliyu. Let's see what happens. An erstwhile governor of Niger State, Dr. Muazu Babangida Aliyu, has urged electorate to shun same-faith ticket in the upcoming general elections. Aliyu said this while welcoming the People's Democratic Party PDP Atiku and the Kowa presidential group as a resident in Minna. You are talking because of your own party. If your party is the one that choose that, I am very, very sure you won't even come to live or come to national TV to make this comment. All of you are the same thing. Two-edged sword. You hit with this side, you hit the other side. Now God will go punish all of you. Aliyu said this while welcoming the people in his house in Minna. The former governor opined that the Muslim ticket is a taboo to Nigeria's unity. He described Muslim candidates as a time bomb to the unity of the country, which would amount to injustice and lack of fairness. This thing have happened since for how many months now? Why can't you people go and challenge this matter in court? Instead, you are here talking rubbish because it wasn't your party. Instead of you to be out there advising your brother, your fellow Fulani brother to go and unite or unify PDP. You are here making reference to something that does not even concern you. If it is against the Nigerian constitution, why can't you people have contested this on court since for how many months now? You just wake up now to open your dirty stinking mouth. Aliyu argued that Nigerian consists of two major religious faiths, Christianity and Islam, and such a tendency will throw the country into more chaos. He swore as a nationalist and as a Muslim, such is a sentiment that would encourage divide and rule without a sense of reasoning and respect for Christians, and pleaded with all well-meaning Nigerians to reject the same faith ticket in this entity. As a Muslim, I would not have thought of voting for anything like Christian ticket, and I wondered why my ruling party would ever conceive what they would have to take if presented to any of them individually or collectively. Anybody who is supporting same faith tickets, be it Muslim or Christian, does not mean well for Nigeria, because doing so only amounts to promoting injustice, lack of fairness and equity for adherents of other religions. Where you have spoken well, my dear brother Babangida Aliyu, I quite agree with you, my dear. Your point is very, very clear and understanding, and I pray that people that you make this comment to, they will listen and use it for the betterment of the country. So let's jump into another news, my dear people. What we are doing today is to bring in the news to limelight, bringing the news that we people have been looking for to your doorstep, that you may understand what is happening in different parts of the country. You may understand what is happening in the parties that want to be or want to rule the country. This headline says Tinubu at APC drags Atiku and Dele Momodu. I don't know where they are dragging them to, but we will soon find out. The Presidential Campaign Council of the All Progressive Congress APC has slammed the chieftain of the People's Democratic Party PDP Dele Momodu over his recent criticism of the manifesto presented by presidential candidate of all ruling party Bola Ahmed Tinubu. The APC, in a statement on Monday by the spokesperson of its Presidential Campaign Council, Festus Keyamo, said Mahmoud is not qualified to criticize the document presented by Tinubu. Keyamo also hit the PDP presidential candidate Atiku Abubakar, mocking him for calling himself a unifier when he can't even resolve the crisis rocking his own party. That is the problem, and that is what everybody keeps saying. Keyamo also accused the former vice president of being lazy, accusing him of lifting the policies and programs of the Muhammadu Buhari government and claiming them as his own manifesto. It's all right. That is what people will keep doing until February 25. They will then go to vote. No any single promise, no any single words of encouragement to the people who are out there suffering, who have seen hell for the past 7 years and a half. You people are just always on the national TV saying what have not any national interest or what cannot even benefit the people that they are ruling. Okute News understand that the statement from Keyamo on Monday comes as a response to the position by Mahmoud, the Director of Strategic Communications of the PDP Presidential Campaign Council, who submitted on Sunday that Tinubu's manifesto is a copy and paste of the Abiola Hope 93 manifesto mixed with President Muhammadu Buhari's manifesto in 2015. The Minister of State for Labour said the PDP has wasted its opportunity and Nigerians would never vote for the party again. He said it appears the People's Democratic Party is unaware that Nigerians have since dismissed it as an unserious and broken opposition party. If nothing at all, its latest press release signed by Chief Dele Momodu attests to its crisis unseriousness. The PDP's attempt to poo-poo our action plan only ended up as nothing but a joke. Even more pathetic and disastrous is the situation Chief Momodu has found himself today. That is having a stage a complete somersault in a cheap hatchet job against our highly revered candidate Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, simply because he needed to impress his new paymaster. That is the same thing with you also. Stupid you, Festus Keyamo. 2018, you are ranting, even calling all the youths of Nigeria that they have nothing to do with Atiku, they have nothing to do with Tinubu, that they should take their country back. You, the same person, 4 years later, you came back again to campaign for somebody who couldn't even raise a single flag. Who couldn't even raise his own party single flag. And you are now campaigning for him. And you tell me that your children will see future. Future will be very, very far from them. Since you people will see black and say it is white, just simply because of your stomach infrastructure, simply because of your selfish desire or Ghana must go politics. That is why you have every right to come out. If you think anybody cannot talk about your, I think you are qualified to be president. Why can't you come and contest? People will vote for you. You are young, and you are campaigning for somebody who is not old enough to be your grandfather, and you are proud of doing it. A son, for that matter, campaigning for an illiterate. Yeah, our Mu never do. Yeah, that is mumuness. You should have something important to talk, not coming out on here telling us all different types of rubbish. Let us remind the turncoat, Dele Momodu, of what he said about the same Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu only on October 26, 2019 in a column published in this day newspaper entitled Bola Tinubu and his death with destiny in 2023. I have no illusions that Tinubu will definitely perform as president of Nigeria if he ever contests and wins. He has a knack for identifying brilliant minds and fertile brains and the ability to nurture them to greatness. He has demonstrated this repeatedly and almost endlessly. Examples bound without doubt. What is obvious is that even the hirings of the PDP like Mahmoud are clear believers in Asiwaju's ability and capacity to deliver on his promise, but have decided to play politics this time around. Mahmoud can't comprehend Tinubu's action plan. Speaking further, Keyamo mocked Keyamo. Okay, it's all right. Keyamo, you mock your own self, saying the PDP chieftain made comments without first reading the document. He said Mahmoud should have stuck to his celebrity report lifestyle rather than dabble into the more cerebral activity of criticizing policy documents. He said, true to type, PDP has again reacted in our view without even reading the content on the documents. All they are interested in is the title of our messages, not the quality of our ideas. We are extremely amused but not entirely shocked. This only demonstrates once again their incurable capacity to act as a credible opposition to the ruling party. Dele Momodu should have rather stayed in his accustomed lane of praise singing, socialize, and the likes instead of dabbling into in the more demanding job of criticizing policy statements. It is clear, not his fault. Quality of his recent write-up is a testament that his team is not up of experts in governance and policy formulation. He must have gathered his team of photographers and video editors to read through a document that is far beyond their tabloid-centered minds. One would have expected Dele Momodu to make clear comparative analysis between Hope 1993 campaign document of MKO Abiola and the renewed Hope documents of Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. He golfed miserably. He was just huffing and puffing without substance. A write-up that was intended to be a critique of a document on its supposed lack of details ended up itself as an empty shell. That is what Festus Keyamo was saying about Dele Momodu. We are surprised that Dele Momodu could ask what our candidate is known for, since he has asked either out of the self-denial or selective amnesia. We will answer him with his exact words in the past. Hear him in another portion of the aforementioned article. Tinubu assembled a fantastic team of technocrats and created a gargantuan master plan for the modern Lagos. Dele Momodu has lived in Lagos for more than 3 decades. He surely knows the state of Lagos pre and post 1999. He has praised on many occasions and at different fora the imperishable legacies and monumental milestones of Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu in Lagos. In the same piece, Mahmood narrated how Asiwaju Tinubu began the systematic and robust increase of Lagos' internally generated revenue, making the state one of the richest self-sustaining governments in Africa, and how he single-handedly revived the revamped local government in Lagos and brought development to practically every part of the state. Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu is known for his glittering records and achievements in both private and public sector. Atiku not fit to be president, said by Festus Keyamo. Rather than attack Tinubu, the APC urged Mahmoud to come up with the ways of selling the PDP candidate to Nigerians, despite the many sins and allegations against him. Keyamo said, can Dele Mahmoud also say this about his principal, Atiku Abubakar, whose time as vice president has no legacy to be remembered for, other than the failed privatization exercise he was assigned to supervise, where he sold national assets to his friends and cronies for peanuts. Exactly my point. Should we remind you, Dele Mahmoud, of the tasteful remarks made by former President Olusegun Obasanjo on your party's flag bearer as vice president? Of course, track records should be critical in evaluating any party or candidate. If we may ask, Dele Mahmoud, what are your party's track records? When the country has substantial receipts from crude oil exports, your party squandered it all. PDP represents what the Yoruba proverbially call Arungun, squanderer. They promised the people of Southeast Second Niger Bridge for 16 years, yet nothing was built. Today, thanks to President Muhammadu Buhari of APC, the Second Niger Bridge is completed. At a time, a former spokesperson of the government said Nigeria could afford train coaches, much less rail lines. Today, we have Lagos, Ibadan, Itakwe, Warri rail lines, even in the face of dwindling resources and global economic challenges. We have lifted millions of Nigerians out of poverty with our national social investment program, widely acclaimed as the first in Africa in scale and innovation. Nigeria has become a sufficient rice growing nation, rated highest in rice and sorghum production in Africa by the United States Department of Agriculture, a status PDP thought was impossible. Our efforts in power generation and the distribution in yielding good results, unlike the 16 billion squandered by PDP under Obasanjo under the guise of power projects with nothing to show for it. Pledges made by PDP governments are being redeemed by our party. Pensions and other entitlement of workers in PDP failed privatization scam have been paid up to date. Sure, like Dele Mahmoud once said before he took up his new machinery job from PDP, Asiwaju has too many technocrats to pick his team from. He is surrendered by brilliant, intelligent, accomplished, and cosmopolitan leaders across all sectors, spheres, and walks of life. He will hit the ground running when he takes over power in May 2023. By the grace of God and most Nigerians, as he did in Lagos, he will assemble quality and talented leaders in his cabinet that will see to the delivery of our campaign promises. On the contrary, the five-point agenda of the flag bearer of PDP is nothing to write home about. Top on the list is his lip service to unify Nigeria. We can only laugh. This is a man that his party is torn between division and disarray. Till now, he is yet to fix it. What a failure. His 74-page campaign document has it ongoing milestones of the President Muhammadu Buhari-led administration. From lifting millions out of poverty to power generation to economic revitalization, it is clear that they are either too lazy to think or bereft of fresh ideas. Everywhere Atiku went to, he was never caught speaking to issues of governance, and that is exactly the truth. Rather, if he is not promising the Igbo presidency in 2027, he is playing the ethnic card. Like in Kaduna, Nigerians are wise. They know he has nothing to offer. The same thing with Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. So stop selling your own otapiapia. We have nothing to do with Asiwaju nor Atiku. They are grandfathers, so let them go and do what? Let them go and rest. Finally, Dele Momodu and his party failed woefully at a point, out of a single example of the copy and paste he referred to in the press statement released by him. It was expected that he would have cited one example of an original document from which we copied, and the portion in particular. In all, his press release is just a juvenile prose, bereft of details and substance, full of highfalutin nonsense and signifying nothing. That is what the idiot Festus Keyamo is saying about Dele Momodu. Birds of the same feathers, they say they flock together. So that is exactly the point, that the people we are looking up to, that they should say something better to the public. They have nothing to offer other than throwing tantrums at one another. I wonder what will happen if they finally got this seat. But the Chukwu Okiabiama will never allow them to succeed, because if they ever try to succeed in coming 2023, Nigeria will just have only one chance left. That one chance left is Peter Obi. If he did not assume the seat of the seat of power in coming 2023 election, my dear people, if you are a Nigerian, just forget about it, because Nigerian is going to land crash. Let's get to see what our dear brother here, Kenneth Okonkwo, said about the APC government. He said he accused them of stealing the public funds to buy nomination forms. Let's see who that is involved. The Nollywood actor and chieftain of the Labour Party, Kenneth Okonkwo, has claimed that some members of the All Progressive Congress APC stole public funds to purchase the party's nomination forms. Niger News and Okute News gathered, and I quote, that Kenneth made this known on Monday during an interview on AIT's morning show, Kakaki. According to him, he had read on the failures of APC and before announcing his exit from the party. Kenneth Okonkwo stated he never agreed to pay the ruling party's nomination fee because it was as a result of corrupt tendencies. The actor, who announced his exit from APC in July, questioned why aspirants will be asked to pay a nomination fee that their salaries cannot even cover within 4 years. He said, I have already ruled out the failures of APC, so I rejected APC. When I was in the APC, I never agreed to pay the nomination fee because I believe that it was as a result of corrupt tendencies. For you to tell a man to pay a nomination fee of a fee, an amount that 4 years of his salary cannot cover, and you are telling me you are fighting corruption. Which corruption? Why do you think people are stealing 109 billion naira in an APC-led government? The person that is supposed to guide it, they need to have such money, because even if you want to contest, they will be asking you for billions to contest. So I reject APC while I was in APC, but you have to wait for an alternative, for another option that will accommodate your own beliefs. And remember, I resigned from APC before talking about any other party. And when I saw a new Nigerian about to emerge from Labour Party, what I have prayed, what I have waited for, it was only natural that I gravitated around it, and that was what happened. So I was very sentimental, attached to the redemption of this country, and I really thought APC was going to provide that. That is before he jumped in to APC. Buhari borrowed us into bondage. Kenneth also expressed concern over the level of borrowing in the current administration led by President Muhammadu Buhari. The actor lamented that the government had borrowed to the point where debt cannot even be serviced by the entire revenue. In his word, when President Muhammadu Buhari was a military head of state, you know what happened? He was paying our debt with crude oil, and people said he maintained his own salary. Look at what is happening now. He has borrowed us into bondage. Their debt cannot even be serviced by the entire revenue. That is what Kenneth Okonkwo is saying about the current government that we have in place. So, my dear people of Biafra land, the lovers of freedom and the lovers of mankind, this is where I have to pause for this broadcast until come your way again. But I must apologize to all my fans out there that I make this one a little bit longer. It is just the what I need to do, because sometimes I need to also have to compare some news so that my people can get what they need to hear on daily basis. Until I come your way again, I still remain your one and only Woto Daily Talk. Please remember, do not forget to subscribe, like, and share my comments. Invite your family and friends so that they may be part of this moving train. See you next time, my brother. See you next time, my sister, my subscribers, and my fans out there. Bon voyage.